Good evening. This is LiveWire from Access Sacramento. I'm Gary Martin. Coming up in the next half hour, you can hear about a number of Sacramento holiday traditions, including the Sacramento Ballet's Nutcracker, as well as the huge Harvest Festival at Cal Expo. LiveWire is next. Good evening. This is LiveWire. I'm Gary Martin. Ray Tatter has the night off. There are many Sacramento area traditions that help us understand and enjoy this holiday time. And next week is, of course, Thanksgiving, and there are a number of events that come up with that event. We're going to talk about the Harvest Festival in just a little bit. But first we want to tell you about a real Sacramento tradition that involves the classic story of the Nutcracker. That musical performance from the Sacramento Ballet has a long storied history in our area, and we are delighted to have the brand new artistic director just a year into the position.
Yes.
This is Amy Seiwert from the Sacramento Ballet. Welcome to LiveWire.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So the tradition of the Nutcracker dates back a long time, all the way to Tchaikovsky, and I imagine that continues with the music. But from what I understand, this is a relatively brand new interpretation.
Yes, so I did a world premiere Nutcracker as part of my first season here last year.
And tell us kind of how it became a world premiere, because it's a long story. We all kind of know the story of Clara and the Dream and the Nutcracker Prince, you know, if you followed that at all.
Yes.
But this is a little bit different.
Yes, so it's still absolutely a traditional telling of the story. And this is a story in a ballet that's very dear to me. I first danced in the Nutcracker when I was 8 years old, so I've had a relationship with this music for a very long time. So getting to create to it was absolutely a dream come true. But it was very important to me when I'm creating something that's a traditional ballet that I still do it with a contemporary sensibility, so that ballet, sometimes people think it doesn't make sense to the day and age we're currently living in. And so even though I'm telling a story that's based in Victorian Germany, you know, very, very much old school in a lot of ways, we had really basic changes, like, you know, all the toys now are gender neutral, little things like that.
Well, the story as we know it has the traditional music, and that hasn't changed.
Oh, absolutely. No,
Okay.
it's the same music, it's the same characters, and it is definitely it's an epic tale of the power of the imagination of this one young heroine.
Now, when we talk about that, you know, most of us are familiar with the Clara character as the young heroine. But you were telling me a little bit ago that there's several hodgepodge versions of this story. How is this a new interpretation?
Well, so every choreographer's interpretation of the Nutcracker is slightly different. We all try to have our own take on it. Otherwise, we wouldn't make a new one. You just do someone else's. So what we know as the Nutcracker in the United States is based off of really two different stories, one by E.T.A. Hoffmann and the other one by Alexander Dumas, same guy that wrote The Three Musketeers.
And which is the one that has Claire that we're most familiar with?
That is the Dumas version. So in the Hoffmann story, it's Marie, and usually in most versions of this ballet in Russia, she's actually, the heroine is referred to as Marie or Masha, usually. And because I was doing a new Nutcracker here, Sacramento had the same Nutcracker for 30 years by Ron Cunningham, a great production, but I was doing a new one, so I really wanted to differentiate it from Ron's a little bit. And one of the things I did was I changed her age from about age 10 to closer to 15.
Okay.
And I changed her name from Clara to Marie, as in as in the Hoffman story.
Okay. Well, I understand that we have some pictures, and well, actually some video of the performance. So let's go ahead and start that. And if you want to talk about what we're seeing,
Okay.
I think you can look up there and see what the video is showing us, and you can talk about it.
Okay, great. So this is from, both these are all different scenes from the first act of the ballet right now, and then we're slipping to the second really quickly. So I'll just show you. This is shows a lot of the range of the dancers that we have. We have kids from 6 years old all the way through to our professional company members. All through the productions from our littlest members to very seasoned professional dancers on stage together.
Now this is being staged at the Memorial Auditorium, and obviously this is a fantastic production and very, very stylized in some of the things that we traditionally expect to see. The buttercup the dress thing
Yep.
is classic.
Mother Ginger, I call her Mama G, but yes, and she tends to bring the house down.
Okay.
No doubt, no doubt.
Well,
She's
and
a
it
beloved
very much
character.
looks like a ballet, so that's good. We have some beautiful pirouettes and some dancing there.
Yes.
So, are you the choreographer as well as the artistic director? Are those synonymous with this performance?
For this, yes, so I'm the artistic director of the organization, and I am the choreographer of this specific ballet.
So, what is your favorite part?
Oh, the snow scene, without a doubt. The music for the snow pas de deux, which is when Marie and the Nutcracker fall in love. It's right after the epic battle between the Mouse King and the Nutcracker, and the Nutcracker is saved through the magic of Marie's godfather, and he becomes a real human. We always say, "I'm a real boy," and at that moment, but he's turned from the Nutcracker toy into the Nutcracker prince, and he and Marie fall in love, and they have this beautiful pas de deux to some of the most amazing, astounding music that Tchaikovsky has written.
And of course, it is live music, of course, in the memorial, or is it actually a recorded process?
Sadly, it is not a live music at the memorial, as the Memorial Auditorium doesn't actually have a sunken pit, so it's only about 4 feet from the edge of the stage to the bottom of the pit. So we can't actually get our orchestra in front of them. When we're back at the
Convention Center.
Community Center, we'll be back there next year with the renovated hall, and we will absolutely have our musicians back in the pit then.
Well, we're going to show some pictures in a second, but let's remind people of when the performance starts. It's beginning December 12th is the first dates of the performance, and it's at the Memorial Auditorium. Kind of give me those details.
Yes, so Memorial Auditorium, we start on the 12th, we run through the 23rd, and there are 12 different performances you can come and see.
And it is always so much fun. It's been many years since my family went, and when my daughters were much younger, they danced a little community ballet down in Elk Grove. Nothing like what we're going to see. We have some more pictures and slides that we want to show, and I'll let you take a peek at these and describe this just a little bit.
Oh, so this is the Sugar Plum Fairy and her Cavalier. That's the end of the Grand Pas de deux, which is some of the most amazing music that was written.
And the next image is?
And this is from the snow scene. So those are those are some of the snowflakes in the land of the snow.
Okay. It is obviously so much fun for people to come see this, and it is a fully staged production where you get the grand Broadway kind of presentation.
Exactly. Yeah, it is. We always joke about it's an epic tale, but it really is an epic tale. It's by far the largest ballet I had ever undertaken, and it was so much fun to do. I talked about that pas de deux with Marie and the Nutcracker, and they have this epic music, and you see of course the Christmas tree has grown insanely high, and then eventually that whole world falls away, and they end up in this pine forest, and the snow starts falling, and there's that moment where they have their first kiss, and right when they first kiss, the snow starts coming down, and the music is, and every time I watch it, I'm like,
well, that's the way it should be, even for somebody who knows that story, and has maybe seen some variation of it either on television or in a community performance. It is still so much fun to be in live theater, really, in this instance, a live ballet.
Yes.
So what is your best advice for parents of young children who want to come see this? How do they get prepared for what is, you know, a holiday classic? Do they need some instruction? What would you tell a young person about how to be ready for this show?
Well, I think it's really interesting, especially for youngsters, to watch story told through solely acting, music, and movement. So there's no words. And what does that mean? And it can seem a little foreign, but like we all communicate, you know, in gestures every day. So just kind of preparing them for the fact that you're going to watch a story and you're going to understand it in a different way than you normally do. When
we talk about the Sacramento Ballet's presentation of the Nutcracker, I think of kids,
yes.
Young kids. Tell me about that.
We have, I think our final number this year is around 280 children altogether. There are approximately 100 children involved in each performance.
So 280 kids that are going to cycle in and out of
Yep.
them, different
Yes.
12 days of performance.
Yes.
That's an amazing number of people to train.
Do you mean the kids or the people who are here?
Okay, all of those people.
Yeah, no, it takes an army. We have so many awesome volunteers. We had different parents who are helping out, the parents who drive their kids to all those rehearsals. I mean, I grew up 45 minutes away from where I did my first Nutcracker, so I have a lot of affection and gratitude for any parent who's going to drive their kids back and forth to all these rehearsals.
Youngest child, and then are the stars professionals then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So youngest to oldest on the volunteer side. How does that work?
On the volunteer side?
Yeah, on
the kids side.
The kids side. Yeah.
So our youngest dancers are 6, which is very young,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a challenge for them because they have to be still and be quiet. I mean, it's backstage. There's a lot of stuff happening, so they really do need to be focused. They usually, when they're that young, have a professional nearby who's going to be, you know, watching out for them at all times. And then a lot of people really kind of grow up through this production, from being perhaps one of our little lambs to being in the party scene, being a ginger
Right.
child, being an angel.
From year to year.
Yeah.
So give me the dates and performances again.
So we start December 12th, running through the 23rd down at the Memorial Auditorium, and you can get more information on our website, sacballet.org.
And sacballet.org is obviously for all of the performance information for each day, and you can pick your date through the holidays.
Yes.
Opening up December 12th.
Yes.
Amy, thanks so much for being with us to talk about the Sacramento Ballet's Nutcracker.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Okay. LiveWire continues in just a little bit with another Sacramento tradition. It's the Harvest Fair, and we're going to talk with you about a number of the things that are available and why you should go to the West Coast's largest and 46th annual Harvest Fair. LiveWire continues in just a moment.
Hey, you going out like that?
Yeah, why?
Well, what would the neighbors think?
I see you! Come look at Mr. Feather. Look what I have. Mr. Bird, remember? Bark, bark, bark. We're just playing. We're just playing on trying to get you out of here.
Even still.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
I tell people I have 3 kids, one of them's adopted, I just don't know which one.
I can't imagine having to be in a birth mother's position to make that choice.
You know, I was kind of just asking her, you know, what is your motivation? Why are you doing this? And she looked at me and she said, because you can give my son a life that I could not.
We always tell her thank you. He is such a blessing to us.
Every day is just a ray of sunshine from him. So we're Chanda and Brian, and we chose adoption.
Hello again, this is LiveWire. Ray Tatter's off, I'm Gary Martin. And today on LiveWire, we also want to talk about another Sacramento tradition coming up with the holiday Thanksgiving Harvest Festival that's coming up at Cal Expo. But there are lots of amazing stories that come as part of that project as well, because the Harvest Festival has been around in our community for a very, very long time. We're glad to have a couple of the vendors who are here, and we're going to talk with the Tesoro sisters in just a little bit about their Catch Some Air project and the t-shirts that are a part of that. But Liz Rosinski is the event festival coordinator. So welcome to LiveWire.
Thank you so much for having us.
So Liz, tell me a little bit about the Harvest Festival. It has been around a long time for our Sacramento community.
It has. It's been around 47 years. We're the largest indoor arts and crafts show on the West Coast. We've got over 24,000 American handmade products. So that's kind of what sets our show apart. Everything you find there is very unique. It's handcrafted with love by over 200 artists. So you can rest easy knowing that whatever holiday gift you get, you're not going to find at any mall. It's not going to be duplicated. It's like the worst thing when you open a gift on Christmas and it's the same thing. So you're not going to find that.
When you talk about tradition, though, it's handcrafted, yes, but there are people that come every year to the Harvest Festival because of this unique nature of what they can find.
Yeah, we actually have people, believe it or not, who they'll come and just for one specific vendor, they'll come up to our show office and say, is so-and-so here? I come every year just for my caramel apples or just for, you know, whatever jewelry. And so that we have and multi-generational. We see a lot of mothers, daughters, grandchildren all coming together.
And when you talk about caramel apples, I'm going to pull this one up because it's got crinkly, and I'm going to hold it here for a second. This beautiful peppermint caramel concoction isn't something you're just going to bite into, probably, right?
We recommend a knife and fork. That's probably the easiest way to do it that everybody can share. They give samples too, so you can actually taste it at the show.
It looks like it's got the peppermint kind of candy. Candy canes, right?
Yeah.
With that, we're going to look at some more of these things in just a minute. Liz, and we'll before we move on to this to the Tesoro sisters, when does it start?
So we are this weekend, November 22nd through the 24th at Cal Expo.
And the website is?
harvestfestival.com.
Very good. And when we say that it's for those 3 days, is it like all day, opens in the morning and runs through the evening? What are the hours?
10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Friday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday.
Okay, and that's at Cal Expo beginning this Friday. We next want to talk about, with the Tesoro sisters, about Catch Some Air. Because this is one of the unique kind of booths that is tied in part to the support for the UC Davis Children's Hospital. First, welcome to LiveWire.
Yes, thank you for having us.
So, Christine, this kind of starts with you because there was a problem 4 years ago.
Yeah, about in 2015, I was diagnosed with leukemia. So from there, it was about a 2.5-year treatment plan. Going through chemotherapy. I was treated in pediatrics. My sister, she decided to quit her job and just stick with me through all of it and take me to every appointment and keep me alive and healthy.
And that's a good thing. We're glad you were here. And, but there's a good ending to that story.
There is a good one.
So 2 years now.
Yeah, 2 years I've been cancer-free, so I've been healthy. All my checkups have been good. And during the process of all of that, while I was in the hospital, we would bring blank white t-shirts just to my hospital bed. I would start doodling on them with Sharpies, happy things that kept me positive. And then from there, we started giving them to the kids that I was treated with. And my doctor kept saying that we should just make this a company. So. And
so now you have.
Yeah. So
well, you're both wearing t-shirts that you have as a part of the designs for Catch Some Air. Yeah. The one there for Brianna is Be Kind. And what's the emblem in there?
It's just her creative
just
design.
Just a creative something, okay. All right. And so are you like the business manager is kind of the way this works?
Pretty much. I figure out all the technical stuff. She's more the artsy one. I figure out how to get her drawings on the shirts and on our website to the craft fairs. And
Well, and the idea that you're at the Harvest Festival obviously is a very powerful experience and gets you exposure to new people who don't necessarily know the story of Catch Some Air. Where does that title come from?
Actually came from our grandpa. Yeah, we kind of use it as a way to tell the bad things to go catch some air, like get out of here and things like that.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
So you said how many designs are there for these T-shirts?
There's about 20 to 30 designs. Yeah, and then with profits we make from selling the T-shirts, we take kids going through cancer treatment on fun adventures. So we'll do like indoor skydiving or hot air balloon rides. We're doing a big trip to Disneyland this year with about 8 families. So.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah.
So the dollars
we
that
added one today.
Oh, yeah.
so the dollars that are created out of these sales go directly to help children, almost like a Make-A-Wish kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of our own spin.
Yeah, we try to build a lot more community within the kids.
So how long have you been awarding these prizes, I guess success stories, to these young kids?
About 3 years now.
Yeah, since we started.
Yeah.
That's
What's
kind
your
of the
favorite?
purpose of it. Ooh.
That's a tough one.
There's so
Disneyland is always a fun one,
Yeah.
but like one of my favorite things is just being able to go and hang out with them in the hospital and bring food and just play games, kind of make it a little better in the moment. And yeah.
Well, in part because you had your own series of delays, I guess, where you were in the hospital just kind of biding your time.
Exactly.
Several weeks.
Yeah.
Well,
So you kind of know how it is, and
So
anything
here's
you could do
here's
to make
another
it
one
better.
of the shirts, and it has the Catch Some Air logo on the back.
Yeah.
But here is Give Light, and this is a design that you made as well.
yeah, that's our brand new one.
Oh, the newest one? It's
Yeah.
a 2019 holiday
is.
T-shirt. Well, very good. I have to tell you that one of the, for lack of a better term, I'm going to call it party games that goes at a baby shower is the white little onesie kinds of, and they decorate them with shirts with markers, and that's one of the things that my wife and daughters have talked about before. So maybe that's the white T-shirt piece that you brought that
How we
idea
started.
into. That's the way that goes. So the best way to get a hold of Catch Some Air, I know you have a website as well, but you're also going to be at the Harvest Fair.
Yeah, they come out to our booth. We'll have all these designs, a bunch more, and we'd love to meet everyone.
Well, and to tell that story and to be cancer free, obviously that's the exciting part of this. Now that it turns into a business as well.
Something good that came out of the really bad situation. So.
Right. Well, congratulations on that work. But Liz, let's come back to the Harvest Fair, because not only do we have the T-shirts and the caramel apples, we have a variety of display elements that are here. I did the little Santa piece that was.
The jingle ball. This is resin, which his face is made out of, and it's molded, and then they make all the hand sewn tapestry, embellishment. So you can see it's very intricate.
And it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very obviously festive for the holiday season, whether
Right.
it's Thanksgiving, which is coming up, or for Christmas as well,
Right.
and obviously as gifts as well. There's a number of other things here on the table, and so without moving them, because I know the camera will be able to get maybe a close-up picture, but let's start here on this end, and we'll just maybe go down the top. There's a necklace and a little display of a bracelet. Oh, knock the earrings over.
This is Shaquille's concepts. He does a lot of really beautiful beadwork. Everything, obviously, you can see is hand beaded. You can wear it's very versatile. We have some pens from the Sawdust Man. He's a wood turner, so he turns really beautiful, all like rare kinds of woods too that you don't normally see.
So here on the front of the counter are the pens, and these are just regular writing pens, but they're created in what way that makes them special? Of course, they're handcrafted.
So he uses a lathe to actually make the molding, like the casing of it, and then he also has ballpoint and fountain pens. And we've got
The bigger displays here.
yeah, these are picture frames. So This is West Kept Secret. And what's cool about these is she's got like over 100 different magnets. So you can, they're fun picture frames where you can change out the magnets seasonally. So you can do holiday, you can do Thanksgiving, you know, you can do birthday. So, and it's just kind of a fun interchangeable thing. We also have a ton of really great clothing, kids items as well. So
when you say clothing, Brianna, I'm going to impose on you. If you reach over and get the little, I'm going to say the baby knit cap there, and we'll look at this. Here's a little Rudolph for, I'm going to say an infant probably.
Yeah.
That's very cute.
That's Love and Lace, and she does hand sews everything. Got a ton of just really beautiful stuff. So there's really something for everyone, every price point. We have fine art as well. So yeah.
So when you say that it's a huge Cal Expo kind of event, how many people kind of come into that event at Cal Expo? And give me the dates again.
So we are running November 22nd through the 24th at the Festival Pavilion at Cal Expo. We get anywhere between 13 to 15,000 people throughout the 3 days. So it's very well attended.
And so much fun too. There's food in addition to arts and crafts, so you can kind of come and spend several hours and not feel like you're going to get yourself worn out.
Definitely, you can spend the whole day. We've got live entertainment. We have a new entertainment act this year, who's Bree's Totally Sweet Circus show. She does juggling, and so it's really fun for the whole family.
So you can show up, and that's all you really have to do. If you can get down to Cal Expo, you can be a part of this year's Harvest Festival.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, ladies, thank you so much for being here. Liz, good luck with the overall festival. And Catch Some Air, thank you for doing your donations to the UC Davis Children's Hospital, and continued success with your own health as Catch Some Air moves on with its business plan.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate your being here. So Ray Tatter should be back hopefully next week. Not next week. We're off for Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. But then we'll be back in 2 weeks with another LiveWire program from Access Sacramento. I'm Gary Martin. Have a great evening.